brand new, over and above the car that won there.
Our first glance at some of the latest road cars, but also the supercar shootout and the road bikes as well. So there's a lot to look forward to here as the cars make their way up onto the line. So the first to go in our shootout is going to be Guy Smith in the Specialist Continental GT, and he blasts away then now onto the Goodwood Hill, joined by for purposes of this, Richard Lane from Autocar Magazine. This time the clock is running on them, Richard, but it's going to be fascinating to see exactly what they can do. Guy Smith, a Le Mans winner, then you've got Abby Eaton here in the Bentley Continental GT convertible, and this 10-car shootout pressure's on.
It's tremendous. Well, they've certainly got the firepower to carry themselves up the hill. These Bentley's running 6-litre twin turbocharged W12.
That's the goal.
The four-wheel drive as well, so we'll see what happens when we get them open.
Absolutely right. So you've got proper drivers in these cars. Abby Eaton, who has been a test driver on the Grand Tour programme for a number of seasons. Guy Smith, Le Mans winner. Then we go to Scott Maxwell, I think I'm right in saying. With the Ford turning now up through turn one. Clock is running on this. It is a timed run, and Guy Smith has done a 58.54 to be the quickest thus far. Tell us about the Ford.
Well, first of all, it's a tremendously big car to be putting up. A driveway is this is the version that isn't actually homologated for road use, so It's very much wings and slicks, and bears much more of a resemblance to the race car we see at Le Mans and in the WEC than a normal road car, although that's no slouch itself.
New
No, indeed.
GT4.
So Scott Maxwell, who's a pretty handy GT racer, seen in British GT and Ford Mustangs, heading up to the line into the front. 58.5. Should be able to do it looking at this as he comes across the line. He does a 52.04, so that puts him to the top of the times then. So Scott Maxwell goes quickest. Now this, the Cayman, Ross Wiley at the wheel. This is the GT4 Club Sport, isn't it?
I think this is just the standard GT4 under it, so it's running a naturally aspirated version of the 3-litre turbo engine we find in the 911, and these GT4s are such good drivers' cars. The previous generation just gave you everything you wanted in the way you wanted it. Rear-wheel drive, superb balance, manual gearbox, and I think the press are yet to drive this, but we're salivating.
A humble 718 Cayman F, so I was about to say for the fact they are great bits of kit. Ross Wiley up to the line, 52.04 to beat. He's not going to do that, but it's great to see the 718 Cayman with that distinctive rear wing on the hill. So after Ross Wiley, we should have Jack Goff in the Rolls-Royce Silver Ray. We've also got more from Bentley with the Flying Spur of Andrew Unsworth, so shuffling through the order here.
Yeah, so this is the new Flying Spur. Bentley say it's the best driver's saloon they've ever made, and it's the first time the Flying Spur has been based on the same platform as the Panamera, and Bentley will tell you that they actually had a hand in the development right from day one in that. So that's running a W12 6-litre engine, but we'll get a V8 engine later and possibly even a V6 plug-in hybrid after that. But yeah, 207 mile an hour, 4 up, not too shabby.
No, indeed, if you're going to do that speed, do it in comfort. So Andrew Unsworth in the Flying Spur passes Flint Wall, accelerates off toward the end of. I mean, it's a bit unfair to compare the type of time this car can do compared to some of the others, especially if you are here to show the wares rather than just go for a time. But it's fascinating to see the kind of. Andrew Unsworth goes over the line. Still Scott Maxwell looking the fastest as we turn Chris Pruitt to.
This is the Fenir Super Sport, developed by W Auto and in conjunction with Roof Motorsport and with Steyr built in Turin. They're building 12 of them in Turin. Then production is going to go to Dubai next year. They're building a factory already. Turbocharged engine, 200k in 9.4 seconds. Am I right?
It's going to be something like that.
Something like that.
If you look at the raw statistics, we're talking 1,350 kilograms and around 800 horsepower. Healthy, shall we say.
And Fenir is the fiercest wolf in the pack, and you can see that with its look. Unusually, it has rear hinge door.
Can't think of another mid-engine supercar with suicide doors.
Back to the future. Right, where else do we go now as we look through the first glance of the very latest vision there up towards the first corner?
Yeah, this is the McLaren Senna, so this is about as focused as it gets for your track day weapons. It's pared back to the bone inside. By the firewall, and that twin turbo 3.8 litre engine firing you forward is an element.
That will be the last one to go through and be part of our supercar shootout. After that, we will be focusing on those in the first glance and the new road bike section as well. So Scott Maxwell for Ford has gone the fastest, and for McLaren, 4 up the hill.
And is this the P1?
This is the P1. Always good to see the P1. It's been around 6 years now, but it doesn't look that old at all.
One of those guys was being auctioned yesterday afternoon by Bonhams. Not sure what price it achieved, but it will have been enjoyed.
Yeah, this is the Pagani Zonda R Evolution, and it is drowning all of us out here in the commentary box. It's a 6-litre naturally aspirated V12 from Mercedes, 800 horsepower, it's an absolute screamer. The 488 Pista is back in Italian, firing itself up past Moulton. Another 700 horsepower mid-engine supercar.
Ferrari just keeps on evolving, doesn't it, with these cars, bringing out new cars. They're not standing still, like this GTC4 looks, a lovely looking car this.
Yeah, the thing about Ferrari is they're actually real masters of the electronics, so it's like it really means you can just get in and go.
And you said you could sit in the back of this one, and you're 6 foot.
This is the Portofino, which is, of all things being relative, Ferrari's entry-level car. So
You won't sit in the back of this one.
probably not. I say entry level, around 600 horsepower. So.
Yes, that kind of entry level.
Yes.
By the way, the Ferrari does this one. If you're going to be in an open top car, you don't just have a crash out, but you have a Ferrari red.
What about open top?
Yeah, FP1 to FP2, correct, to denoting the speed burst. There's an FP1 as well, and that's
And it would sell for what? In terms of a cost? What are we looking at?
This is as far as I'm aware, one-off special edition based on the 488. I think it channels quite a lot of Pantera, personally. But,
Yeah, it does actually, right. And it's had the 488 stuff.
so far we haven't actually published the power figure for this, so we're a little bit in the dark, but I
Yeah, that's what it is. That'll sort you out.
But it depends whether they've taken the restrictors off the GT3 engine.
Numerous cars here, so many manufacturers. I mean, Porsche are launching cars on the start line. McLaren were launching on Thursday, Radical as well with the Rapture. It really has become the motor show.
Yeah, well, Autocar has so many journalists to sound about it. As you said.
James Hazelhurst Lotus heading up the hill at the moment. And what have we got from there? We've been driving across the weekend, so too Paul O'Neill amongst others. So this is being flung up the hill. Yeah, hustle, absolutely. Nice here at the back. Yeah, Jordan it is. So British Touring Car champion here behind the wheel.
And just a few stats on the M8 competitions. It's 4.4 litre V8 twin turbocharged. It's the most powerful two-door car BMW's ever made.
Wow. And is this an example of the Singer 911? It is, isn't it? Yeah.
This is officially reimagined by Singer. This is the DLS, the Dynamics and Lightweight Study. Oh, moving on
to the 911 Speedster of Max Valliser.
And it's fabulous to drive as well, I'm very happy to say. It's essentially a 911 GT3 with 48. So around £200,000. I can't see them depreciating anytime soon.
I get it, now right.
Horsepower for anything.
Absolutely right, yes. This is the new 935. What a car.
Yes, it's a monster. This is based on the 911 GT2, except styled up with a bit of Moby Dick inspiration. So it's proper slicks and wings monster. About £750,000, and they're only going to build 77.
So you guys back here is the Porsche 930, and Mercedes have got plenty to offer as well this weekend too.
Yeah, so we're looking at here the new AMG GTR Roadster, which is essentially the soft top derivative of AMG's most hardcore track car. going up through Malcolm now.
We've been talking quite a bit this weekend about GT racing for GT3 for the Pro, GT4 for the AMs, but the GT market, the supercar market, just seems to be growing and growing and growing. Everybody wants to do it.
Absolutely, and I think that
rear wing all about. We first saw it on Thursday, we thought, oh, it's broken, but far from it.
no, it's this is the Zenvo TXRS, which is Denmark's only car manufacturer. Denmark's only car manufacturer, full stop. It's about 1,200 horsepower, and that's a hydraulically actuated rear wing, which tilts its angle of attack depending on the direction of the corner. So sci-fi stuff.
It is, isn't it? And Brabham, which was here last year, David Brabham, driving this BT62. Chris, it's gone into another, I hate to use the word yet again, but iconic livery.
It has, and into production and selling. Spoke to David Brabham yesterday. Very, very pleased with how it's going. Dallara. Is that?
Yeah, this is a fabulous little car. This is a Dallara Stradale, and of course, you know, if you're into motorsport, you'll know all about Dallara because they're certainly a top tier of motorsport, but they haven't been involved in from a chassis perspective. So this is driven by a 2.3 litre Ford EcoBoost engine, turbocharged with 400 horsepower.
With Dario Franchitti at the wheel.
Oh, good old Dario.
And this we'll see pretty soon on the road in great numbers from new Defender. First time we've really seen it in public. I see quite a few of them in camouflage around where I live. But I think at the end, it's going pretty quick.
It certainly is flying up the hill. I mean, I think...
Go back to Lotus for a moment.
I think a sort of concept stage GT4 racer version is of the Lotus Evora. It's running a 3.5 litre supercharged V6. Sounds fabulous, actually.
Gavin Kershaw behind the wheel, British GT racer, former stock car racer, in fact, a long, long time ago, but a very, very rapid peddler of Lotuses for 2 decades now.
Here we have Lamborghini Huracan Evo Spider, 5.2 litre naturally aspirated V10, a proper supercar.
Another Cullinan. Rolls-Royce's SUV.
Yes, you can, that's why.
Top of the range luxury, but
Ugly.
despite the comfort, seems to have excellent road holding. And of course it's quick as well. It's really what you need in an SUV.
It really is absurdly
For the
quick.
farm,
Isn't it?
of course.
Yeah, absolutely.
Farms plural. If you can afford one of those, you've got more than one farm. Now, where do we go next?
So this is the hole for the burnout.
This is the Lexus RCF Track Edition, which is about to be unleashed properly and stop for a new set of rears.
Yeah, so it's a bit of an antidote to the typical German super saloons. So Lexus likes to keep its V8s naturally aspirated rather than going turbochargers. Whereas it's got a massive personality.
That's the law, doesn't it? But Lexus is a brand that seems to be growing and getting better and selling more cars and just quietly getting on with it.
And I think aiming down to a younger audience as well. It's been perceived as a middle-aged car, middle-aged man's car, but now I think aiming for a much younger market.
Possibly go, yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think what they've really managed to do is homogenise their design, so these very sharp angles, they're applying it to a number of their cars, and it was the LFA V10 supercar that started that, so things are looking good for them.
Now the Toyota GT4 concept, the GR Supra, another brand, another manufacturer looking at getting onto the GT4 grid. This is a nice looking car.
It is, and it's one of the most hotly anticipated, affordable, inverted commas, sports cars we've had for years. So it's about 50 grand. It's running a lot of BMW hardware, but Toyota have actually done a lot of the suspension geometries itself and very specific tuning, so it does have its own character. It's a brilliant chassis as well, in fairness.
And Toyota steeped in motorsport heritage.
Absolutely.
Winning sports cars, touring cars, every year. They're right around it.
This is great. Wow, this is the Velar, the Land Rover Velar.
Yeah,
What a aerodynamic edition. That's a snappy title. but it's a snappy car with a supercar V8.
It's wowed us all weekend because this has never looked slow. It has always looked dramatic, and if you're at multiple because look at this, on the limit, lots of tyre squeal, lots of oohs and a few ahs, but it's made it through. That's a weapon, isn't it?
It is, and it's going to have to slam on the brakes behind the Jeep.
If you ever want to do the school run sideways, you know where to put your money. It's about £80,000.
Now I'd like one of these, please, if anybody's listening. Dear Santa, can I have a Giulia Quadrifoglio, Patrick Broish at the wheel of this in the Alfa Romeo Formula 1 team colours?
Quadrifoglio means 4 leaves, this one's got 5.
Yeah, so this is a very, very highly regarded super saloon, actually, among people who have driven them. Twin turbo V6, but the chassis was actually tuned by the man who...